It's 9 o'clock in the morning at the flying site of the Baxterley large-scale group. Today is no ordinary day. Weeks of planning have gone by to make Baxterley 97, the first show to be organised by this group, a reality. The trade stands are going up, selling everything from new engines to highly aerobatic kites. Transmitters are being checked in with TX control in order to prevent radio interference problems. Preparations are being made for the flying order, and over 70 pilots from all around the UK are called together for the pilot's briefing. Fail to attend the briefing, and you're not permitted to fly. Okay, well, I'm here with Steve Holland and his lovely Catelina. Steve, can you give us a bit of history on the model? When was it first built?
When it was first built, it's sort of in history. It's such a blur because we built it in 5 weeks. We can't actually remember when we built it, but it's just starting its third display season this year. It was put away in the barn last Christmas. It's come out again to go to Olympia to be a static exhibit, and then we had to drive it around Olympia indoors. So it creates rather a lot of draft for these two engines. So we blew the odd stand or three over and generally made ourselves very welcome there. And well, here we are. So it was built 3 years ago.
Okay, and it was built for a BBC show, is that right?
Well, actually, it was built. I've got a lot of friends in Northern Ireland, which is an area which is ignored. I mean, everybody thinks grey, horrible, trouble. Northern Ireland is a wonderful place, and I've got a lot of friends over there, and they get us very drunk every time we go over there. And they said they were holding this VE Day celebration, and a lot of Catalinas flew out of Northern Ireland round Lough Erne. So, well, they were looking for somebody to build a Catalina, so we said, that'll do nicely, we'll do it. And a friend of mine at the time had a 5th scale Halifax bomber, so I thought, 5th scale Halifax bomber, we'll build it the same scale. Catalina's only got 2 engines, it'll be smaller, that'll be no problem. Unfortunately, the Catalina is exactly the same size as the Halifax, and it's only got 2 engines. So we're a bit low on power compared to him, but that was the reason it was built. Then the BBC rang up one day, as they do, and said, we've just broken our toy Catalina we're making this film with. I understand you've got one. And we said, well, not exactly. We've just got a pile of wood and a few shapes that look like a Catalina. So they said, could they come down and take us out to lunch? So they took us out to lunch. We only had 8 weeks to build it in the first place. Then they suddenly wanted their filming schedule, meant that we had to do it 3 weeks previous to that. So we only built it in 5 weeks. At 12 o'clock we were supposed to be, 10 o'clock we were supposed to be filming. We were still putting the paint on, and we still had to drive 40 miles to the lake. When we threw it in the lake, the paint was still wet. The test flight was from a boat, because the wind was blowing onshore, so we had to tow it out to the middle of the lake and take off from a moving speedboat. So I had no speed reference or anything, because I was moving alongside it. And when we started the engines up, one engine started and the other engine wouldn't start, and so it was driving the boat round and round in circles with only one engine going, and I was a bit confused as to which direction I took off in, and I flew to where I thought the cameras were because they were filming us straight away, and I flew to the wrong corner of the lake.
But it all came out in the day, it was all fine, was it?
Yeah, we did 2 flights for them, the very first 2 flights that it flew, so obviously we had all the teething troubles of the first flight. We were going to fly it off the land. We've got quite a complicated retract system working here, and what I managed to do was hit the retract button when it was sat on the ground and the retracts collapsed and it broke everything. So we had the undercarriage all bungeed up and we had to take off from the water. And so we did the first 2 flights for them. We did all the flying at the camera, and we had these real lovey darlings, which are sort of the norm in that part of television. And they were going, darling, darling, could you fly your plane a bit closer to Godfrey on the camera? So, yeah, no problem. So I flew over, and I missed the camera by about 3-4 feet. And this was on the first flight. And I just jumped off the boat, climbed up on the wall next to the cameraman. So they said, could I go, you know, closer? So there's a lovely photograph of me standing there with a tripod, with a camera on the top of it, and the cameraman exiting stage left, and the camera assistant exiting stage right, and the Catelina missing the camera by about 6 inches. And the director going, lovely darling, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They couldn't use the shot because the Catelina was so close it put water on the lens. Because obviously, being a big aeroplane, it ships in a bit of water and then it spends the rest of the flight depositing said water over everything that it flies over.
Okay, could you talk us around some of the major design features and problems that you had while you were putting it together?
Design features, we had an experiment with foam when we built the aeroplane, and basically what we've done is sectionized the fuselage from a drawing that we had, hot cut wire the basic shape and then sanded it to shape, and there isn't a straight line on a Catelina anywhere. It's not one of the things that you really need to make out of foam. And then we planked it in balsa over the top, and then glass clothed over the top of that, and that's the fuselage, basic structure. Problems that we had, when we calculated the design, we realised that we were a bit tail heavy. So we put 20 pounds of lead in the nose, and unfortunately 20 pounds of lead when you land just goes whoosh straight through the bottom of the fuselage. So that's why the nose looks a little tatty, because we've had to re-strengthen that. But we've now found that since flying it, we only need sort of 4 pounds of lead in the nose, because the big aeroplanes, you can push the centre of gravity much, much further back. In fact, the aeroplane will cope with the centre of gravity going back even further. But unfortunately, it becomes a tail dragger then, because the main wheels, we can't shift the main wheels back. The wing is basically 2 very big spars, which we tested the strength-wise by holding each end and me sitting in the middle. So one spar holds my weight. So I weigh the same as the aeroplane. So there are 4 spars. So just the spars alone will support the aeroplane into 4G. And then there's a foam shape sort of stuck around them, and then that's veneered and glass clothed over the top. It's had quite an eventful flying career. It's done about 300 flights now. One of the first displays we did was at a very small field in Wales, and if you have a look at the leading edge, you'll see just little bits of red tape sticking through. I managed to clip the top of a tree as I was coming in to land, and it made it rather entertaining because we had a branch sticking out the left-hand wingtip, which meant full right aileron and full right rudder to keep it in a straight line. And unfortunately, the crowd line was to the left, and I had to turn right, and I couldn't turn right. I could only turn left. So what we had to do was fly past the crowd line, fly completely round left 270 degrees, fly along 270 degrees, just keep going 270 degrees until we landed. And so it's definitely got, or it has had 9 lives. I'll probably put my foot in it now. It's probably going to die now.
What about this complicated undercarriage arrangement? Who designed and put that together?
The complicated undercarriage is basically a friend of ours, David Huck, who's a farmer, and we borrowed one of his workshops. He rebuilds classic cars, and we had to turf his Lotus Elan out to build this in his workshop because ours isn't big enough. We were building it to have not an undercarriage, and we came in one day and David had decided we were having an undercarriage, and he'd started drawing one up by his method of doing it is to get several bits of wood, bang nails in them, and just keep twisting them until the geometry works right. We couldn't get it because it's quite a complex system, that the way it sort of tucks up into the fuselage and twists and things. So I give the odd occasional club talk, you know, on camera work and on bits and pieces. And I went to this club, and this guy said, I understand you're building a Catelina. He said, have some drawings. And he gave me the genuine consolidated undercarriage drawings with confidential, top secret, do not, you know, all this stuff from the Second World War. And I had the genuine drawings. And we put them onto a photocopier, blew them up to the right size, cut the metal out, and here you go.
So in the end, it was actually quite simple.
Yeah, we just used the full size. I'm now building a half-scale de Havilland Comet, and well, I've got a 3-view of the full-size aeroplane. I've been to Old Warden. With their permission, I've crawled all over it, and it's being built exactly as the full-size aeroplane. And it's much easier building it as a full-size aeroplane than as a model.
Okay, Steve, well thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to seeing her flying again today.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm here with Glen Masters and his Harvard or not. Glen, can you give us a shakedown on your model and engine size, wingspan, etc. And why is this not a Harvard?
Well, it's everybody knows this as a Harvard when it was in British livery, but the original aircraft was an American-built airplane, and the American versions were AT6 Texans. There's one or two slight differences on the exhaust systems and the interior and the cockpit, but apart from that they're very similar airplanes. This one's a Byron kit, and it's powered by an OS62, and it's on the Byron per power muffler system, which makes it nice and quiet. Basically kit spec, but with one or two modifications to improve the scale appearance.
Okay, and the wingspan and covering of the model?
It's a 101-inch span, and which was designed to conform to the American racing formula that's been introduced for AT6 Texans. The covering of it it's a fiberglass fuselage in the kit, and then the rest of it is balsa covered foam surfaces which have been covered with glass cloth and resin and sprayed with umbral enamels and tough coat. The decals and everything has been sprayed on using the original decals as a mask, and the small lettering's Letraset. That's about it really.
Okay, and flying, is she good to you or not?
Yeah, it's quite nice in the air. The landings need a bit of practice. Although it says it's a trainer aircraft, I think if you can land one of these, you can land them all. It's very difficult to, with the short undercarriage. I think it suffers from ground effect, but once it's up in the air, it's very nice to fly.
We saw you flying yesterday with it, and it did look very, very smooth. What's the performance like with the engine you've got?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good match for the power to weight. It's capable of doing some quite high-level manoeuvres, large loops and Cubans and what have you. But yesterday the cloud base was low, so we had to keep it near the ground. But today hopefully it'll do a bit more. Okay.
Well, thanks very much for your time, Glen. Look forward to seeing you flying later on today, together with yesterday's footage. And hopefully the cloud base is a little bit higher today, so we should see a little bit more aerobatics.
All right, yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm here with Martin Waller and his Hell Cat. Martin, I wonder if you could give us a rundown on the model with its mark and its wingspan, engine and covering, etc.
Well, it's a Grumman Hell Cat 6th scale derived from a Byron kit. It's a model of an F6F 5, and the principal difference between the 5 and the 3 is that the 3 has a window behind the cockpit, and I didn't particularly want that mark. One of the disadvantages of choosing the 5 is that you have to have rocket rails under the wings, and of course when you're packing the wings away in bubble wrap, these rocket rails tend to catch and can easily break off. That's one of the problems that you can encounter. The model has been extensively modified from the Byron kit to make it scale. All linkages are internal, and the flaps come down slowly, depress elevator, and the wheels retract slowly also. The aircraft is powered by a Precision Eagle 4.2 70cc petrol engine, and comes as a complete set, a per power silencer which is supposed to deliver 82 decibels at 7 metres, and this 70cc petrol engine then drives a scale Hamilton 1/6 scale working propeller. The propeller that you see on the model actually flies the aeroplane, and the aeroplane, silencer, engine system all operate at 5,000 RPM approximately, although as the engine runs in more and more we can expect to see the RPM increasing by a few hundred revs if I'm lucky. The canopy opens and is fully detailed inside. The cockpit, there's a A&H design pilot sitting in there, 1/6 scale, clutching a joystick with his hand. The canopy opens. One little job possibly left to complete on this aeroplane to finish it off would be to fit a scale front antenna mast, and that could perhaps just be that slight finishing touch. The retracts are robot specially designed for the aeroplane, modified from Corsair ones, which also fit the Byron Corsair. The aircraft is extremely expensive to build, as it's a glass fibre fuselage, 2 parts joined together. The tail plane and wings are foam cord, skinned in balsa, and then skinned in glass cloth and K&B polyester. I prefer that to epoxy because it's much easier to rub down. The elevators are built up from balsa, which isn't scale or isn't to the original design of the kit at all, as they are supposed to be just foam cord things which are fairly rubbishy. So they're my own design, the back end of that completely, to get covered in Solartex.
What's the wingspan and overall weight, Martin?
The weight is 30 pounds, the wingspan is 88 inches. I considered building the Thunderbolt, but that at 6 scale with a similar engine system has a wingspan of 80 inch, and I thought the wing load would be somewhat higher, and I thought this would be somewhat easier to control, perhaps less likely to tip stall with this larger wing area and therefore lighter loading.
When was she built and first flown?
She was built over 3 years ago and was flown a week before, 2 weeks before the Cosford meet of that year, and its second flight was in fact at Cosford.
Okay, well it's a lovely example of the model. Thank you very much for your time, Martin.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it. Back here, sir. It's behind the...
No, I believe it's on the outside of the isn't it now?
No, that's the pilot box. Yeah. Get back into it. Starter box. Let me do half the service, please. Make him check his fail safe. Okay. Make sure he's got a step in.
It's already moved it.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Is that another slot, Tony?
That's what we're doing. We did that in Belgium. Right at the start there. You can just once it's into me, let it go. So I'll have the brakes on. So you don't worry about it. You can look straight down. So straight down? Yeah, I'll look straight down. The long screwdriver to choose which one. Yeah, he's not the same one. Pardon? He's not the one. He's not the one.
North side of Sky, isn't it? Once you get to Croydon, you go to there.
supposed to fly
Under 7.
Oh, is that it? Yep. Ever too quiet. Quite a few people in the market.
Did you have a hairy trip over there? Shortcut to the trees. We enjoyed it. Yep. It's a nice little house. It's worth doing. Can I have the keys, Phil? I'm going to go and get my fence. Oh, didn't have that one. That's a trouble. Yeah, all the time. When the parachute is above the ground, can you get the pilots back towards the fence?
There, Grand Tracker Sierra, Sam's down, he's just pulling his chute together.
Can you do it again with this one?
Well, he wants you to do it again, he missed it. Stick your fingers over the lens.
I got wave to him.
Speciality that's slightly very difficult to control. The idea is to lose the mind.
No, Don, you missed it. I said hurry up. No, Pete! Don't give her the mic, she'll sing it. Train, oh God.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, he said he was, but at the end of the day, depends which way he's doing. He's just doing a bit of flower bombing now. He's not talking to me now. I think he's doing better.
Yeah, I killed him.
Look, waving sideways.
Put your hands together, please, Mr. Ken Bloomfield. Don't forget, if you want to win the chance to win flight in this aircraft, raffle tickets are still on sale at St John's Ambulance.
Okay, I'm here with Ralph Love and his Tiger Moth. Welcome to Baxley, Ralph. I wonder if you can just run us over the details of your model. For instance, when was it built and first flown?
It was first built about September 1995. Yeah, it first flew in September 95. I've had a lot of radio interference problems with it, which turned out to be a battery pack in the end, but it took me about 18 months to find it.
And you managed to keep it together in that time, did you?
It's lived a charmed life. But it flies lovely now. It's flies like a trainer.
Okay, what's the power pack in the front now?
It's a 3W60cc engine, petrol engine.
So it's not short of some power then?
No, it's got quite enough.
Okay. What's the overall weight and wingspan?
It weighs 32 pounds and it's 9'3". It's actually a 30% scale.
Okay, we saw it flying yesterday and some of the low flying shots were lovely, really nice. The weather seems to be a little bit brighter today and the cloud base a bit higher. Are we going to be seeing you flying today?
We certainly are, yes.
Okay. Any particular problems you had when you were designing it? Anything that was a bit tricky to do, or and is it a plan or a kit? Or
you can buy it as a kit, but I bought the plan and built up as I went along. I sort of all the wooden parts I did myself and bought the plastic bits and pieces. It took me about 12 months to build it, which is, people seem to think is rather quick for a model of this size. There's a lot of hours, I should think about 1,000 hours building them.
Have you built anything like this before, or is this the first project of this size?
This is the first sort of scale of this size I've done, yeah.
Anything on the board at the moment?
Not particular. No, little auto gyro. That's all at the moment. From one extreme to the other.
Okay. Can you talk us through a flight? Is there any areas of the flight that are particularly demanding, or is it fairly easy?
It's fairly easy. Basically, the takeoff is the dodgiest bit, where if you let the elevator off too soon, the tail will come up and she'll drop onto her nose. But apart from that, it flies like a trainer. Very nice and relaxing.
And landing, getting them down is a bit of a problem?
No trouble at all. It's a pussycat.
Okay. They tend to float on, is what I mean?
Yes, yeah. It sinks a bit. You've got a little bit of power as you're coming in just to keep it going forward. No problem at all. No voices.
Okay, Ralph. Well, thanks very much for your time. Look forward to seeing you flying later.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm here with John Greenfield of the Ghost Squadron. Welcome to the show, John.
Thank you very much.
An ME-110 from the German Air Force. Can you tell us a little bit about the plane, when it was made, and the flights it's had and the problems you've had with it, if any?
Okay. The plane is now 4 years old. To give you an indication, it's 12 feet wingspan, it's 9 feet long. It's powered by two 42cc single-cylinder petrol engines, Quadra 42s they are. It flies on Futaba radio, and it's probably had in excess of 250 flights by now.
Okay. You're flying today with two other German aircraft. What are they?
We'll actually fly this one today with another Messerschmitt 110, which we fly in formation, and a Ju-87 Stuka dive bomber.
Okay. We saw them flying yesterday. There was some very, very nice flying with the bombs and so on. You're just about to run some engines up. Have you got problems with the engines today?
No, one engine was running a little bit at a different speed to the other one, so it was really no problem. It will carry on the mission. It will fly reasonably well on one engine. But obviously to put on the best show you can, you like everything to be absolutely spot on. So a little check this morning just to make sure everything's okay. Just adds a little bit of safety and helps us to put on a better display.
Okay, we see the Ghost Squadron at most of the shows in the UK throughout the year. A lot of people wonder just how you guys manage to do it and how you get around the place, and we've all seen the battle bus and various things that you've got. Can you tell us a little bit about the squadron and you know what your goals are and what it is you do and how you managed to fund it all?
Okay, well, we were formed in 1982, three of us, myself and Vic and Alan were the original three, with the sole purpose really of demonstrating to interested parties what was then the very new hobby of large-scale model aircraft. And it's grown and grown and grown since then, to where we currently are now with a current complement of four. Peter is working on the 110 here. He joined us about 5 or 6 years ago, and really, we're just four guys enjoying their hobby. We're not a professional team, although we always try and give the impression that we are, because anything that you can do that's slick and polished obviously helps. It's solely funded from ourselves, and I can actually introduce you to one of the team's sponsors here.
He looks a bit tired.
He's looking very tired. Actually, there's three other sponsors who also live in back pockets and generally spend most of their time empty. We travel throughout the summer, from April to the end of October. Each year we do a different venue every single weekend that covers most of Europe and all of Great Britain. Last year we did about 24,000 miles travelling to and from events from April through to October, and that was an event every single weekend, I think the second weekend in April to the third weekend in October. So we don't get home very much, but we've all got full-time jobs which we need to be able to afford to play this game.
So what are your real jobs, the four of you?
Right, I'm a civil engineer, Peter's IT man, Vic is he repairs computers, and Al works in the printing industry. So we're all sort of practical hands-on people, which obviously helps with this sort of hobby.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for your time,
Okay.
and we'll look forward to seeing you flying again today.
All right, thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Okay, Lester Watkins, welcome to Baxterley. I wonder if you'd just like to tell us a bit about your plane and some of the history to it.
Right, the model is a third scale Diabolo. The kit is built and designed by AH Design. Powered by Zara 62. Weight of the model is about 18 to 20 pounds, not too sure on that. History, it's just a one-off Aerobat German. You know, the original full-size one. The kit was the prototype we first flew about this time last year.
So it's just about a year old then?
It's just about a year old, yeah. This is actually the second one that I've done. The prototype is at home. It's been retired for the time being.
Okay. Okay, and the performance of the model?
Good, very good. Good vertical performance. It's a good lively Aerobat with no bad tendencies. Doesn't tip stall.
Okay, you've experienced some problems this weekend, we noticed yesterday. If you could talk us through those?
Yeah, my throttle servo actually came loose yesterday. Why? I don't know. But we've got that sorted today, so hopefully today we shouldn't have any problems at all with it.
Okay, look forward to seeing you fly later. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot.
That sleepy little feather on the end. So it's coming from the back burner, or is it the jobby or when you start that
My car, and there's a policeman there.
Okay, I'm here with Andy Johnson and his Geebee Racer. Andy, I wonder if you could just give us the specs on the plane, engine and wingspan and weight, etc.
It's 24 £, it's 8 foot 2 span, but there's an 062 in it.
Okay, we've seen you flying it today. It looks fairly sparkling. Is that engine the original engine, or have you upgraded that?
It's had a couple of different engines. It started with a 45cc, went up to a 52, and we're up to a 62 now. Just about right to get the scale speed.
So 62's enough?
Yeah, it's about right.
Okay. You say you didn't build this one. This was built for you, was it?
Yeah, one of the lads, he built 3 as a team to fly together, but as yet we've not managed to get them together. We've had 2 together, but one's crashed. Under rebuilding at the moment. Hopefully, by the end of this year, we should have 3 together again.
And how long do they take to make?
About 3 months.
And it's obviously, I wouldn't imagine it's a kit rather. Is this?
No, it's just it's a drawing that they've gone off. It's actually out the Rocketeer film. The lad that's seen him in the Rocketeer film decided he liked it and got a drawing and just blew it up off the drawing.
So it's very scratch built then?
Yeah, it's completely scratched. There's no plans for it.
The cowl must have presented a few problems.
The cowl's a 45-gallon drum container that you use for catching water for gutter. Cut off and use it as a mould. So that's where the cowls come from.
So you made a plug for that, and it's fiberglass
from the plastic tub, yeah.
Okay. And how do you get by with the very small prop clearance you've got there with the cowl?
Very well. It doesn't seem to make a lot of difference. There's a lot of air going through the cowl. There's a big gap right around the back, so it doesn't really make much difference to it.
Okay. Well, listen. Thanks very much for your time, and nice to see some flying today.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Roger Bale and his Gloster Gladiator. Roger, I wonder if you could tell us when the plane was built and its flying history, what it's based on, wingspan, engine, etc.
Well, Gloster developed this series of planes as warplanes for the 1936, 37, 38 period. And they didn't do much battle. In fact, most of them were shot down. But the 3 or 4 that were still in Malta did a Herculean job by keeping at bay most of the German fighters and attackers that came in there. And of course they were called Faith, Hope and Charity. In fact, I think 2 are still over there. I'm not sure. But there's not many about. This one's based at the Hendon Museum. There's another one at the Shuttleworth Collection. So there's a pair of them on the circuit at the moment. But my colleague Gordon couldn't come this weekend and fly them there, unfortunately. It's a Brian Taylor plan, blown up to 91.5 inches on a Xerox machine, and reinforced as necessary to take the weight, which is 33 kilos. It's powered by a Quadra 75cc petrol engine, and the construction is all balsa wood, hardwood spars obviously, and covered in Solatex, finished off with a clear spray.
Okay, any particular problems with getting parts or items for the aircraft, or things that were particularly difficult to come by for the plane? Because obviously it's a bit of a one-off, you know, if you've done that with blowing it up.
Yeah, well, the spinner was the problem. Although you can't see it on this model, we've had to make a plug and blow them out of ABS, but I'm now going to build some out of carbon fibre because they don't last an awful long time, particularly if you get a backfire, splits the hub. And so consequently we also had trouble with the cowl. There's no such thing as a cowl that size, so we got some fibreboard and glued it together and turned that one up, made a plug out of it, and then we cast 2 shells and joined them together. The wheels are rather odd because we needed 7 1/4 and they had to be that thickness. Now, I happened to be buying a wheelchair for my auntie who's arthritic, and there on the floor was a Zimmer frame with exactly the size wheel. So I ordered 4 for the 2 Gladiators, and when we got them home they were grey in colour, plastic. So we turned an inner tube inside out, stretched it over an Evo, sticked it on, and clamped it either side with obviously the brake box on one side and the hubcap on the other, and they look quite realistic. All the markings on this plane are per as original, and I don't think that one flies in Hendon. It's right in the corner of the World War planes, but this one certainly flies, and it's done excellent service to date.
Okay, Roger, and you're flying her today, yes?
Yes, I should be going up in about 3 or 4 minutes, okay?
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you fly, and welcome to Bagsterley.
Okay, thanks very much, a privilege. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bagsterley 97 had such a variety of aircraft it's not possible to show you them all in detail, so sit back and enjoy some of the other aircraft on show.
So big, got a pink jumper on. Lovely.
how much of video is, but at the moment, 3 days ago. They send them both out. They did. That's a pretty place. Sort of squished through them, I know, actually, look. What are following it?
God, whoever to try.
I like jacket potatoes where the phone's
Just turn it over by hand on the shaft. Get it kicked down.
Water in the kettle, I've just poured it. I've been here for a couple of cups.
I've recorded for about 4 minutes.
Yeah, them two there. Yeah, no, I can watch that. Oh, look. But the P10's not
That's probably the worst sundown I've ever found. Yeah. So you find it, you get to do this home, proud, realise how hard it is. Yeah. Appreciate it, you've got to shoot fire.
here to Steve Holland for his outstanding display with the Catelina, and also the Ghost Squadron. I think their display was absolutely outstanding. So for the prize giving, can I pass over to Roger for the Tamworth Herald.
Thank you. This is the first time that this Tamworth Herald was sponsored anything of this nature, and I hope, and I'm sure it won't be the last. I think it's absolutely staggering, the standard and the presentation of everything we've seen today. I think it's all credit to the Baxter large-scale model group. Trophies, I'd like to have given a trophy to everyone, but sadly the only two we're sponsoring are the Best Scale Model Plane presented by the Tamworth Herald, and that goes to Ralph Love of Northampton for his Tiger Moth. I understand that a year's work, after a 12-hour day, you come home, quick wash, quick bite, into the workshop for 12 months, and the marriage is still intact. It's quite remarkable. Congratulations, Ralph. Thank you, man. Well done. present for the best aerobatic display presented by us, and the winner with his aircraft ultimate is Derek Pearson from Dudley. Quite outstanding, I'm sure you'll agree. A king amongst kings, if you like. I'm trying to think of the right phrase. Excellence on excellence when we see the quality of the competition today and yesterday. Absolutely remarkable. Well done, Dave.
The best flyers have these.
Dave Hayfield has done a marvellous job for him, even though it's his good lady shoe on. Has done a remarkable job over the past 2 days, for which we as a group are very appreciative.
Good afternoon, gents. On behalf of the LMA, I'd like to thank the Baxterly Flying Group for providing excellent weather. And it really was. The end of at 5:30 last night, for people who weren't here last night, it really tipped down. It waited until it stopped flying. This morning it was raining up until the pilot's briefing, I think. Then it stopped. It was great. I'd also like to congratulate them on their excellent organisation and their superb flying site. It's really nice. Lovely weekend. Now I've got some prizes to award here, and we'll start with the best civilian aircraft, as voted by, was it the pilots themselves? The Baxterly Group, did they? And that goes to Derek Martin with his Waco Biplane.
He's just putting it apart in the caravan.
Oh, apparently he's just taking it apart. Oh, yes, in that case, would you care to...
Would you like me to accept it?
The Turbine House here. Woodhead, sorry.
Yes.
Would you care to accept this on behalf of Derek for his Waco bike? Thanks very much indeed.
I'm sure you've enjoyed yourself so much.
Thank you. Say that.
Derek and I had a marvellous weekend. Thank you all to the Baxterly Club. Thank you as well.
Both of these prizes actually have been awarded by the Travelet magazine group, Model World, and the next one is for the best of show, and that's been presented to Glen Masters with his Sea Fury.
There will be a fact to go on. Well done, Derek.
Okay, and the final one I've got to award is from the Baxterly Flying Group themselves. They award a prize to the best aircraft that they consider for the weekend, and that goes to Ralph Love with his excellent Tiger Moth. Well done, Ralph. Right, thanks very much, folks, and I'll hand you back to the organisers of the Baxterly Flying Group.
Many thanks, folks. I hope you enjoyed the weekend, and the best of luck to all.